I wanted to be a conductor when I saw Leonard Bernstein conduct. You know, he was just so amazing and charismatic and committed to the music. Of course, if I just imitated how he conducted, though, I would look silly. And he always would say, I understood what he meant. He would always say things like, no, don't imitate me, but do it like this. So I think that's how I feel too. I don't want them to imitate me, but I want them to have the vocabulary to be able to do it like this for them. So I think that's what a great teacher can give a student, a sense of who they are really, and a way to express it. That's my responsibility as the teacher, is to connect them to the music and how to express the music.
I don't feel the tension. Eu não senti. So, you know, get the tension. Three. I don't see any three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now try the 3 on the way down. 1, 2. That was it. 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. You got it. Yeah, then maybe it's okay. But it has to be a resistance. Do you know what I mean by resistance? Like, yeah, it can't flop. You know, you have to really feel the sound against your hand. Because they're like, oh yeah, tremolo, it's not important. No, you really have to get that, and then, you know, the brass, okay?
I think for conductors, our bodies, they are our instruments, of course, because, but not like with a singer. You know, it's different. Our bodies are the instrument of conductivity. I mean, that's why we're called conductors. So we become this conductor of energy to transmit it to the musicians, who then transmit it to the audience. So it's a very complex role to be in, and so much of it it's unconscious for the musicians, and it's unspoken. But something that I find fascinating is that often women come to me after a performance and say, you know, I felt much more connected to this performance, maybe because they see a woman and they can relate in that way. So, you know, these are all factors that go into conducting. It really is it's kind of a metaphor for who you are as a human being. And you can't escape that. And if you're not authentic, you're not really being yourself, they know it right away. Everybody knows, eventually. Yeah, what makes a great conductor? I think the most challenging thing about being a conductor is that you don't have an instrument. You know, as a violinist, I could practice 10 hours a day if I wanted to, but I can't practice conducting. I mean, you can think about it, but you can't, and you can practice in the mirror, which I told them all they must do. Some of them didn't even have a full-length mirror. This is not a good thing. So, but you don't have the actual instrument. I think that is the biggest challenge about being a conductor. So 95% of your preparation and learning is without the instrument. Only the last 5% of your time is with the instrument, and that's where you learn everything. So it's very, very tricky. And I think for young conductors, they have to get in front of instruments as much as they can. I say take every opportunity, just try things and try to experiment. Because when you suddenly stand up in front of the orchestra, it's overwhelming. You know, my students often say, I couldn't hear anything because they're so nervous and, you know, like this. Or the orchestra keeps slowing down. But of course, it's not really slowing down. When you finally get in front of the orchestra and you conduct, it doesn't sound ba, it sounds ba after your beat. So you have to learn how to adjust and pace yourself. I don't know what defines a great conductor. You know, for me, it's all about being the messenger of the composer. So that if I go to a performance and I say, oh, Beethoven was so spectacular. You know, I felt, I understood the piece. To me, that's a great conductor.